In this video, we're going to talk about the top 10 most expensive celebrity breakups. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Anyone who's been in a relationship knows how hard it is to make it work. When it comes to marriage, that attitude is especially true. However, there are situations when no amount of effort can save a failing marriage. After all, about half of all marriages in the United States end in divorce, according to experts. While no divorce is pleasant, it can be especially difficult for the wealthy and famous, because it's no secret that when significant sums of money are at stake, individuals tend to reveal the dark side of their personality and character. With that in mind, we set out to find out which celebrity breakups resulted in the most expensive celebrity divorces ever. Continue watching to find out who had to pay the most money to finish what they started with, "I do." Here are the top 10 most expensive celebrity breakups. So let's start. Number 10. Paul McCartney and Heather Mills. The amount of the settlement is $48.6 million. Heather Mills, a former model and activist, married Paul McCartney, a former Beatle, in 2002, but the pair divorced in 2006. However, the ex-couple would have to wait another 2 years to finalize their divorce. Despite Mills' request for a $250 million settlement, the judge deemed the claim exorbitant and awarded $48.6 million. Mills and McCarthy have a daughter together. Mills remarked in the news conference following the court hearing, "I'm so delighted it's over, and it was a fantastic result in the end to ensure mine and my daughter's future, as well as the future of all the charities that I obviously plan on aiding," CNN reported. Number 9. Harrison Ford and Melissa Mathison. The settlement amount ranges from $85 million to $118 million. According to ABC News, Harrison Ford and Melissa Mathison were married for 17 years until declaring their divorce in 2000. Purportedly because Ford was seeing a younger woman. In 2001, Mathison filed for divorce from her husband, and according to the Daily Mail, it was resolved in 2004 and resulted in her receiving a $118 million settlement. After a struggle with neuroendocrine cancer, Mathison, an Oscar-nominated screenwriter who met Ford on the production of Apocalypse Now, died in 2015. She was 65 years old at the time. Number 8. Steven Spielberg and Amy Irving. $100 million was agreed upon in the settlement. Steven Spielberg had a 4-year marriage to actress Amy Irving from 1985 to 1989 before marrying current wife Kate Capshaw. When Irving auditioned for Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the former couple met for the first time. According to the American Bar Association, the couple signed a prenuptial agreement on scrap paper, which Irving later claimed was illegal in court since she was not represented by an attorney at the time of signing. The actor received a $100 million divorce settlement when the judge found in her favor. Number 7. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. A $100 million settlement was reached. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren divorced in August 2010 after the public learned of Woods' several extramarital affairs in 2009. Nordegren said she was blindsided by her then indiscretions husband in an interview with People. Woods said at a press conference after the divorce was finalized, "It's a sad period in our lives, you know, and we're thinking about the future of our lives and how we might best assist our children. And it is the crucial point," according to ABC News. According to Forbes, Nordegren and her lawyers wanted $750 million in the settlement, but ultimately settled for $100 million. Number 6. Garth Brooks and Sandy Mahl. Sandy Mahl married Garth Brooks, the country music legend, in 1986 before the singer had even released his first album. Brooks went on to become one of the most successful recording and touring artists in music history during their 14-year marriage. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Brooks' extensive traveling schedule and reported infidelity proved to be too much for the couple to endure, and they divorced in 2000. Despite the fact that the divorce was said to be amicable and the couple went on to co-parent their 3 daughters, Mahl received a $125 million divorce settlement. Number 5. Frank and Jamie McCourt. $130 million was agreed upon as a settlement. Frank and Jamie McCourt divorce was one of the most acrimonious and costly in recent memory. According to the Los Angeles Times, at the time of the 2011 settlement, the former couple had legal expenses totaling more than $20.6 million. After nearly 30 years of marriage, the pair, who owned the Los Angeles Dodgers and Dodger Stadium at the time, divorced in 2009. Frank sacked Jamie as the Dodgers CEO for insubordination, non-responsiveness, inability to follow protocols, and inappropriate behavior with a direct subordinate, and Jamie filed for divorce immediately after. According to the Los Angeles Times, the ex-couple agreed a divorce deal in which Jamie would receive roughly $130 million and relinquish any claim to the portion of the Dodgers. Number 4. Michael Jordan and Juanita Vanoy. $168 million was paid out in a settlement. Juanita Vanoy divorced basketball legend Michael Jordan for the first time in 2002. According to Mary Claire, the Chicago Tribune quoted private investigator Ernie Rizzo as saying that he watched Jordan in some compromising circumstances with half a dozen women from 1992 to 2002. Despite the fact that Vanoy had not commented on her motives at the time, Vanoy obtained $168 million in the divorce settlement, according to Crane's Chicago business, and Jordan reportedly paid $2.1 million in legal fees. Number 3. Mel Gibson and Robyn Moore. The amount of the settlement was $425 million. Mel Gibson and Robyn Moore have been married for 31 years before they divorced in 2011. And by all accounts, it was a pricey end to the romance for Gibson, who was thought to have paid around $425 million in the divorce settlement, according to ABC News at the time. While the specifics of the judgment were kept under wraps, the Los Angeles Business Journal estimated at the time that the Oscar-winning filmmaker and actor was worth $850 million, according to People. Moore would have been entitled to half of that figure under California law, since the couple, who had 7 children together, did not have a prenuptial agreement. At number 2, Rupert Murdoch and Mann. The amount of the settlement is $1.7 billion. After 32 years of marriage and 3 children, media magnate Rupert Murdoch and his former wife Mann split in 1999. According to CNBC, the settlement awarded Mann $1.7 billion of Rupert's assets, including $110 million in cash. Mann told an Australian magazine about the divorce proceedings, "I don't want to get too personal here, but he was really tough, cruel, and adamant that he was going to carry this out regardless of what I wanted or tried to do to repair the marriage. He was completely uninterested in it," according to The Guardian. Number 1. Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott. The total amount of the settlement is $38 billion. The fact that one of the wealthiest people in history has also had one of the most expensive divorces in history comes as no surprise. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, and his former wife Mackenzie Scott announced in January 2019 that they were divorcing after 25 years of marriage and the birth of 4 children. Scott will receive 25% of the couple's Amazon stock, according to a report by CNN. This would amount to roughly 4% stake in the company, which is valued at $38 billion as part of the settlement. In addition, Bezos would retain voting authority over Scott's shares, as well as his ownership holdings in the Washington Post and Blue Origin, among other things. What do you think about our video? Let me know in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.